morning guys, good evening, good night, whatever it is for you. Literally today's the 30th of October 2014. I am in Maun in Botswana, and I thought I'd do the second recording for my website while I'm here during the 12-week challenge. Firstly, I want to point out that it's about 7:30 in the morning here for me, and I literally just woke up and I'm very exhausted, very drained and slightly dehydrated. The weather is very hot. It's about between 35 and 40 degrees every day here. The sun beats down on you. I've been walking around the streets here in Maun in Botswana every day here while I've been here, and the sun is not forgiving. You know, I find it very hard just to keep hydrated. I feel like I lose more water than what I can put back into myself. But I thought I'd bring the update to you, my second update to you from Botswana, just to give you perspective of some of the challenges that I'm going through with maintaining my nutritional standards and also trying to, you know, cut down my body fat and that sort of thing while I've been here. It's certainly a challenge in that I'm finding that, and of course I expected this as well, being in Botswana. Of course I'm not eating the same amount of food, the same calories that I would otherwise eat back home. I actually just come off a 28-hour fast. I think it was about 28 hours that I did fasting. And it wasn't because there's no food here. It's because, I actually forgot to eat because I was just having a good time. And I did some flying as well with one of the pilots here, and we went into some remote strips. So I actually didn't have breakfast. So I didn't have dinner last night, the night before, and I didn't have breakfast yesterday morning. And then my first meal was about 4 p.m. yesterday afternoon, and that was about 28 hours of fasting. And then what I did have was, when I broke the fast, was not much. I had literally just a little bit of beef with 3 small potatoes with onions cut on top, with a garden salad on the side, and that was it. And then about 2 hours later, I had, for the first time in my life, I had Nando's chicken. And Nando's chicken is the first time I've had Nando's. I don't eat chicken. It's actually the first time I've eaten chicken in about 10 years. And I, of course, decided to have chicken at Nando's here in Botswana. But I had the chicken because back home I have fish as a raw source of protein, and then I'll have protein powder or something to supplement the raw source of protein that I have. But I've had neither here. I mean, you can get fish here, but the fish, I've been told, you should not eat from the river because the fish contains a parasite that can eat the internal organs of your body, and you can die from it. So I thought to myself, I don't really want to be doing that. And I don't have protein powder per se. I have BCAAs, which I did bring with me. I actually brought them with me in a flask here, and I've got enough BCAAs to last me 5-6 days. But that's all I have. So I figured I don't have any other raw forms of protein accessible to me. So I thought, well, my body really needs it. So it was an emergency that I did it. And I went to Nando's and I had a quarter of a chicken, and I ripped the skin off and I had it as clean as possible. But I would never do that in a normal circumstance. And I had a training session about 2 days ago, and I've been having the BCAAs after my training session. My muscles are still quite sore, and so I'd have 1 scoop of BCAAs with about 500 mils of water, and I'd shake that up and I have that. And I figured, from my understanding of maintaining muscle, is that you really need to keep the muscles worked. You really need to keep them challenged per se, like do resistance training and have the BCAAs. Otherwise, in a place like this where I'm not eating my normal calorie target, I'm going to lose muscle mass, and I don't want to do that. So from my understanding of maintaining muscle and losing fat is to keep working the muscle, have the BCAAs, and that way the body will target the fat. and I guess it depends on what study you read and who you speak to. I mean, everyone has their own opinion on this. I'm certainly not an authority on this, it's just my understanding of it. But it's something that I'm trying while I'm here, and when I get back home in about just over a week's time, I will, do some measurements and weigh myself and just and see what's changed on me. So yes. Otherwise, it's been a great trip. I'm actually here to see if I could live here for 2 years, at least 2 years as a bush pilot here. So I've been flying with one of the pilots here. They've taken me into some of the remote camps, taking guests between camps and so forth, and really getting a first-hand experience, insight as to what it's like to be a bush pilot here. So that's actually the reason why I'm here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So it's great. But one of the biggest challenges for me here is staying hydrated. I look and feel very exhausted. I feel very fatigued. I feel drained, and I think because I didn't bring any electrolytes with me, unfortunately, and I should have done that because I've just been drinking water. But I'm losing so much. I think I'd lose probably 5 litres, 6 litres a day, at least. I've been drinking. I've lost count. I spend a lot more money buying water here than what I do buying anything else here. So it's certainly a challenge to just keep that water intake high and making sure that I just don't collapse, right? But otherwise, I'll keep you updated. Blog posts will come delayed now because I'm here and I haven't had regular internet. Sometimes the power is randomly cut here. Sometimes the internet doesn't work, and when it does work, it's not stable. So I haven't been able to update my blog posts. So I've been keeping a track of it in my phone. So when I get back home, I can upload them, and you'll know what I've been eating on a day-to-day basis. So while I've been here. So otherwise, I'll provide another update later on in the piece, probably toward the end of the 12-week challenge, and otherwise we'll keep up with the blog updates. So we'll speak soon.